middle of a big jump, 50, crest, and 6 left of a jump, and keep right over 180, over long crest, caution, turn.
Oh, sorry I didn't see you there. I was just finishing up a 4-minute lap of the Nürburgring. Hey, congrats on getting out there for your first race. That really is something to be applauded. I did notice a couple of trends while you're out there turning laps. Thankfully, we can get you sorted and on your way to enjoying the journey that is racing. Let's take a look at some tips from a trusted friend.
The first thing I want you to do, I want you to rip that e-brake. All right, after you rip the e-brake, then I want you to power over.
Reminder to add instructional video from championship-winning driver. Now that you've watched that instructional video, you can see that with just 1 or 2 adjustments, you're well on your way to shaving seconds off your lap times. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Okay, but what's actually happening here? Thankfully, it's something that every single person does when they first get behind the wheel of a race car. Every person I've ever instructed, and even I did it. It's a natural reaction based on how we drive cars every day, and the correct way is unfortunately completely counterintuitive.
Nice.
To demonstrate, let's take a look at a completely blank grid. It's okay that we're in a different game because this is a challenge with physics and not iRacing. I'm up to a steady speed and my wheel is turned so that I have a nice steady arc. But watch what happens when I turn the wheel further in the direction I'm going. You can see by the grid that we're actually making a shallower arc now. Of course, the natural reaction is to turn the wheel to the right more. When you're driving your car every day, you turn the wheel more to turn tighter. But if we straighten the wheel slightly, you can see that the car shifts back to a tighter arc. Tire squealing is a good indication that you've reached the turning limit for the speed you are going. Of course, this is not what any track is going to look like, so let's look at this concept in practice. It's all about looking further up the track than you would think, and being smooth with your steering and pedal inputs. The saying goes, slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. Even here on my fastest lap, I'm a little too quick with my steering inputs. The major difference between tarmac racing and off-road like I've been doing is the friction. There's so much friction between your sticky race tires and the paved track that you really want to make all that friction do the work for you. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. When it comes to looking ahead, the general rule is that by the time you are at corner entry, you should be looking at the corner's exit. The last major thing about improving is that anytime you get good advice, you will be slower the first time you try it. It takes a bit of time to undo the muscle memory you've started, but if somebody is seconds faster in the same car, there's probably a reason for that. Now that you understand there's a limit to what your tires can do, let's put that to work. You want to use as much of the track's width as you can for at least 90% of turns. Here you can see we went from riding the outside rumble strips to kissing the inside, and back again out to the left side. This allows for the highest average speed through the corner, and the least amount of steering work. Even here, where I do not get the braking correct, I'm able to save the turns by using the track's entire width. So I only have a few hours in this game, as I only recently bought a laptop that can actually run it, which is perfect for this. I don't know the braking points or this car very well. Hopefully by highlighting some genuine mistakes and how I recover, you can see how little input is needed to keep the car going in the direction that you want. While the pedal inputs are 1-to-1, I included the wheel camera as I usually place sims with around 540 degrees of rotation. Here we see what to do when you get the braking point really wrong. Under braking off the longest straight, I do not roll into the brakes hard enough. You can see I try to keep the wheel as straight as possible until I believe I've slowed down enough to actually turn. If I had started turning while on the brakes, the front tires would not have been able to slow me down or turn the car. How you set the car up at corner entry is the most important part of the corner. When you get it wrong, the first step is getting the car slowed down. Trying to maintain any kind of speed and make the corner is the quickest way to end up in the wall. Just a quick note about keeping the car settled. If a tire ends up on top of or goes completely across a rumble strip, you'll want to roll into the throttle at a much slower rate. The car is bouncing ever so slightly, and a normal amount of throttle will cause the rear tires to spin, leading to you facing the wrong direction. For this very tricky downhill braking zone, I don't even bother downshifting under braking. I want all my effort focused on getting the car slowed down and making the turn smoothly. I shift down once I'm off the brakes and apply the throttle once I'm confident in my turning arc. It's not necessary to try and get every 10th out of the track to start. It's much better to be able to do 20 2-minute laps than a single 1-minute 59-second lap. I do want to come back to your driving here, so you can spot how you would change things based on what we've covered. This is definitely the trickiest corner on the track. On this lap, you're actually saying you're too slow, but look how smooth you are. About the only thing wrong with this turn is that you don't know how to use all the track's width. If you pulled off this turn the exact same way every lap of the race, you'd be golden. Even if you feel a little slow, being smooth will keep you on the track and turning laps. The next turn is a good example of not knowing how to recover. Your initial steering is pretty good, but you've got your foot on the gas too much for the speed you're already carrying. Instead of keeping your foot on the gas and turning the wheel more, you should have rolled all the way off the throttle. I'm not entirely convinced you would have even needed to straighten the wheel at all. That would be the direction to play with rather than trying to turn tighter. Lastly, I wanted to go over something that doesn't have specific footage: the mental game. Racing does drain you, and brain fade even on a sim is real. It's good to take breaks to decompress and think about something other than the next turn for a few minutes. You also framed your laps in terms of making up time. While that is what you want to do, saying, "I can make up time there," means you don't have a plan for when you come around to that spot again on the next lap. You only have the idea that you need to go faster. That will result in you braking too late or not enough or getting on the throttle too early. You'll try to force the speed. Instead, think about something specific you want to do on the next lap. I need to brake earlier or roll into the brake smoother. I need to get a better turning arc through the corner. Pick something to build on. Well, hey, this has been a lot of fun. Normally I have a dialogue when working with somebody in person, so it's been different trying to organize my thoughts into a presentation. Let me know if you have any questions. I probably made some assumptions on how clear points would come across, given how one-sided this format is. If you found it helpful and would like for me to make a follow-up on how to approach the wheel-to-wheel part of racing once you've gotten some more time in, I'd be happy to. Don't let that stop you from getting out on track with people for now, though. Seat time is seat time. Actually doing it is the most important step. That's all for me, though. Goodbye, everybody. Or is it? No. Is it here? No, here? No. God, is this what it's like being a YouTuber? This sucks. Reminder to not include that in the video.